If you don't know how to budget for construction, you're going to underestimate the cost. Now you're analyzing your deals incorrectly, right? You plug in the numbers, maybe it shows that it works, right? But then at the end, you realize that you didn't estimate the cost correctly, and then the numbers change. And now the strategy doesn't work as well as you wanted it to work. Today, we're talking about construction budgeting. And this is a topic that is so interesting because not all of us are well versed in construction. I certainly wasn't when I first started investing. I don't consider this to be a skill set that investors need to be acquiring at a detailed level. I think the skill set that investors need to acquire is something that is overseeing, right? Making sure you're finding and vetting good contractors. You are budgeting your projects really well so you can analyze your deals properly, and really managing your projects to the point where you can finish all your projects within budget and on time. These are the skills that investors need to acquire. And for that, you need some basic knowledge of how construction happens within your projects, but you don't need to be the one who needs to understand how to tile a bathroom and how to fix plumbing problems. Like, this is a skill that you don't need to understand all the details. You need to understand how to build a good team, how to manage a good team, how to run a really, really good project, right? That's what you need to focus on. But today we're talking about construction budgeting and how, as new investors, you can take a project, take a construction project, take a BRRRR project, and really be successful at it from the get-go. And there are a lot of challenges that new investors face, and we're going to talk about the challenges and how to solve them today, specifically related to budgeting for your construction projects. Before I get into it, I want to tell you about something amazing that's happening this year. December 8th, we're hosting the BRRRCon, BRRRR with 4 R's. You can go to www.thebrrrcon.com. The tickets are still 50% off. There's only a handful of 50% off tickets left. So if you see a 50% off sign on the event, be sure to grab a ticket now before they all run out. We have a handful at 50% off, and then the prices are gonna change. We have an amazing lineup of workshops, and we also have a really cool cocktail reception the day before. So if you upgrade to VIP, you can come attend the cocktail event. We're bringing in our portfolio pros to talk about their experiences at the BRRRCon. If you don't know what portfolio pros are, in our higher level mastermind, we have portfolio pros who have built their portfolios using the BRRRR strategy, and they are scaling it as we speak. They are in the trenches, and they're amazingly generous people. They're coming to the BRRRCon. They're going to share their experiences, their challenges, their wins, all of it. We're also going to plan out 2024. So the market's shifting right in front of our very eyes, right? So what we're doing at the BRRRCon is we're going to talk about how, and that's why we are doing this in December, so we can plan out 2024 together. We're going to plan out, how to take advantage of the opportunities that are going to be presented to us as the market shifts. As investors, that's our job, right? The market's going to fluctuate. It's going to change. As investors, it's our job to understand what the challenges are and what the opportunities are and pivot. And 2024 could be the year where there's a major wealth rebound. And I want you to get really well set up and really well planned for the upcoming changes that are coming. And that's what we're going to talk about at the BRRRCon. If you have ever attended one of my planning sessions, you know they are so much fun. So it's not just about learning, it's also about having fun and really, building, crafting this life that you're after. So we're doing all of those fun things at the BRRRCon. We have this really cool space in the middle of downtown Philadelphia. You fly into PHL airport, fly in Thursday morning sometime, stay Thursday evening for the cocktail reception, spend all day Friday with us, and fly out Saturday morning. And it's like summer camp for adults. Just come and spend your time with us. We'll take care of everything. I'm really excited. So yeah, come join us. It'll be amazing to give you all hugs in person. Like it's been a long time, right? We all need to get together in person. So come, and it'll be a great opportunity to network with investors who are executing the BRRRR strategy now. I hear a lot of people talk about the BRRRR strategy, and there is like, oh, it works, it doesn't work. There are all these challenges, but are you really implementing the strategy now? That's the only way you know whether it works or not. And it works. This is such an amazing time to get involved in this strategy. And this strategy has been implemented by investors for decades. This is not a new shiny strategy that just came up. It's not something that people just started doing it now. This is a strategy that is age old. This has been implemented for decades. This is a strategy that has withstood, is that a word? Withstood the test of time. And I always believe that instead of chasing shiny objects and new things that may or may not work a year from now, follow a proven business model that has worked for investors for decades, right? And this strategy is amazing for that. In fact, this is one of the best times to be implementing the BRRRR strategy. So come join us, hang out with us. All right, I could go on and on, but I won't. Because we're just really excited about it. All right. So construction budgeting. Let's talk about that. So one of the things that I notice a lot of new investors face is underestimating construction costs. And what's going to happen is if you don't know how to budget for construction, you're going to underestimate the costs. Now you're analyzing your deals incorrectly, right? You plug in the numbers. Maybe it shows that it works, right? But then at the end, you realize that you didn't estimate the cost correctly, and then the numbers change. And now the strategy doesn't work as well as you wanted it to work. Second, I've noticed a lot of new investors come into real estate investing with lack of knowledge. All of us, right? Like you're starting to invest in real estate. This isn't something that you went to school for. This isn't something you knew from the beginning. So this inexperience can really hinder the understanding of rehab process, and it can stop you from accurately estimating the cost. And the last one is difficulty finding reliable resources. So this is the issue that happens with construction budgeting, that you really don't know for sure if the resources that you're working with right now, the contractor you're working with, the realtor you're working with, they're reliable or not for you to be able to analyze your deals correctly. So we're going to work on this together right now so you can divide your construction budgeting process in steps. We're going to break it down, and that way it allows you to estimate construction budget accurately. So the first thing I want to just acknowledge, new investors, especially in this market where it's still a market that's competitive. It's still a market where contractors, good contractors, really want to vet the people they're working with, not just the other way around, right? Like we think as investors, we're vetting contractors, but it's also contractors are vetting us because good contractors are in high demand. They're going to vet investors to make sure that you're not just sending them off to 10 properties to get construction budget, and then you're one of those investors who are never going to buy a property. Now they've wasted all this time going to different locations, and they never really made any money, right? So contractors are also vetting us, just as investors are vetting contractors. So I would say the first thing to remember is create that investor brand. We talk about investor brand a lot. You want to show up as a legitimate investor, not somebody who's kicking the tires, right? Educate yourself, build those skills up. You want to make sure that you show up as an investor who means business and don't waste people's time, because everyone's time is valuable. And in this business, until you do the deal, people don't make money. And it's hard to be in this business as a contractor or a realtor, right? Because until that investor's buying properties, you're not making any money. You're building a relationship, and they understand that it's a long-term game, but they have a family to feed as well. So show up as a legitimate investor, create that website if you don't have it already, get a legitimate phone number that you answer on time when contractors, agents call you. Show up as a legit investor. All right. So I talk about this a lot because I truly believe that if you want to be successful in this game, you have to treat it like a business and show up as a legit investor and don't waste people's time. Okay. So here are the 3 steps that you can use to budget your construction projects well. So I would say divide it in 3 steps: estimate, solidify, and finalize. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to break it down further for you so you can figure out at what step you need to be in which phase, right? So the first piece is estimating the rehab budget. Now, when you're trying to get a property under contract, you see a property on the MLS, you're trying to put in an offer, you want to get in very quickly. When it comes to the offer, like you don't want to wait and take your time to figure out the construction budget and all the details and your financing. You want to be ready. So when the right property hits the market, you can immediately make a decision on whether you want to put in an offer or not. So the first step is estimate. All you need is a way to get an estimate for your construction budget in the beginning. Don't try to go too deep into it and don't try to get all the numbers. Make sure you have an accurate enough estimate. This is not the final amount. This is an estimate, right? And then you always add a 10 to 15% contingency on your estimate and then see if the numbers work for you. And we talk a lot about what does it mean whether this deal works for you or not. It could mean different things to different people depending on what stage of investing you're in, whether you have a full-time job or not. It could mean different things. For me, being a full-time investor with a large portfolio, it means something very different, right? I want the deal to work really, really well. But if you have a demanding full-time job and you're trying to build this business up on the side so you can eventually exit out of your job or make work optional within a few years, a good deal could mean something different. Maybe a good deal to you means a predictable deal where, hey, I'm leaving a little bit of money in this deal, but I don't mind because I have a full-time job, right? And I need this deal to work just enough so I know exactly what's going to happen at the end, and I can do the next one and the next one and I can learn from it, right? So good deal could mean different things to different people. Let's just put that out there. But make sure you add that contingency and then do your deal analysis. And if the numbers work for you and where you are, and if you haven't already, you need to join our program. It's an amazing, investors now have been in our program for over a couple years now, and some of them are super seasoned and some of them are just starting out. It's such a great, generous mix of people. You can go to openspaceswomen.com/book a call, join our program. It's amazing. And we talk a lot about how you can cater this strategy and your investment goals according to where you are in life, right? Because we're all on our own unique journey. And give yourself some grace. But back to the original conversation. Estimate. All you need is an estimate. Sometimes your realtors can help you with the estimate. Sometimes you can have a contractor come and give you a quick estimate. You can say, listen, I don't want to waste a lot of your time. All I want is a very quick estimate on what you think is going to happen here, right? So that's your first phase. Now, if things work for you, you get your deal under contract. Once your property is under contract, now you get into the due diligence phase. And during this phase, you want to get a breakdown. And now you really want to get your numbers tightened, right? This is the time when you can spend a little more time on this. Initial phase, you need to get the property under contract. You need an estimate. Now you solidify, right? Now you can tighten your rehab numbers. You can hire a professional home inspector to go through the project. Now you can update your budget with any necessary repairs and contingencies, things like that. That's what happens in the solidification phase. And next, when you close on the deal, there's one more step, which is finalize, right? So we said estimate, we said solidify, and now we are finalizing. What you want to do at the end is once you have the property, you closed on the property, it's yours. What you want to do is take your contractor into the property, have them open everything up that they need to open up. You can tell the contractor, listen, we came up with this budget, right? Now I have the deal, but I do not want to go over budget. So let's go into the property. And if you're an out-of-state investor, they can do this on their own and, be on video with them. Open everything up and let's find any surprises that may happen in future now. Let's open up whatever we need to open, walls, plumbing, whatever you need to do. Let's do it now. And let's see if we can predict any surprises. And then you can finalize your budget. And usually they will find one or two things. It's just the nature of this business, right? You find something, now you can sit down with them. Your contractors are your creatives. You can sit down with them and say like, okay, we found that our sewer line needs to be replaced. I didn't get a sewer line inspection. Now I'm finding out the sewer line needs replacing. What can we do in this project to still stick to our renovation plan? What can we cut so that we can accommodate for this new thing that we just found? And now you finalized your budget, right? So this is after closing the deal, but before your contractor starts the work, you need a detailed plan. You want to ensure that all the repairs and renovations are included in this final estimate, right? Final budget. That's what you need to do. This is the time when you want to uncover any hidden problems. This is the phase when you can do that. And this is what's going to allow you to adjust your budget and still make the deal predictable. This is the one way that I've found works best for all investors. Treat it like a framework, like a step-by-step process. Know that real estate investing, you're not going to be able to have all the information up front because speed matters a lot, right? Success loves speed. Money loves speed. You want to move fast. And so how do you still make a construction project happen as predictable as possible while being fast? And you do it by dividing into these 3 steps. So one more time: estimate, solidify, finalize. These steps are detailed in our book, Accelerate Your Real Estate. You can find it on Amazon. It's on Amazon right now. We've got some amazing reviews. So yeah, go grab that book if you haven't already. If you have any more questions, drop them in the comments below and I will come back and see what you have to say. All right, everyone. Bye now.